Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on King John, and today we get to hear from King John in what the folio calls Act 3, Scene 2, and in what a lot of other versions call Act 3, Scene 3, because what fun would it be to have a play where all of the scenes make sense to their original version? Anyway, so where we landed, King John has been excommunicated, and the King of France agreed that he would try to uphold that. So King John and Philip the Bastard and Queen Eleanor left with King John basically saying, "You'll rue the day, France, rue the day." And France is like, "Bring it." Then what a lot of versions call Act 3, Scene 2, but the folio has as the beginning of Act 3, Scene 2, starts with Philip the Bastard walking in carrying Austria's head. So he has killed Austria in this fun bit. And then in comes, remember our token citizen Hubert? He comes in with Arthur and Queen Eleanor. And they're like, oh, he comes in with Arthur. Yeah, they don't have Queen Eleanor yet. King John is like, Philip, you gotta go rescue Queen Eleanor. You gotta go to the front and save her. I think she's been taken. He's like, no, I already took care of that. She's safe. She's in the camp. Let's go there. So then what a lot of versions call Act 3, Scene 3, they're in the camp and they have Arthur, who's kind of their hostage at this point. And King John is like, oh, Arthur, why don't you just stay with Queen Eleanor, your grandmother? Because she is his grandmother. And he's like, she loves you and she'll take care of you and blah, blah, blah. And Queen Eleanor is like, come over here and let's chat. And they move over there. Meanwhile, King John takes Hubert aside and is like, oh, Hubert, my lovely, lovely Hubert. And Hubert is like, well, I'm very much in your debt, King John. And King John says, good friend, thou hast no cause to say so yet, but thou shalt have. And creep time ne'er so slow, yet it shall come for me to do thee good. I have a thing to say, but let it go. The sun is in the heaven, and the proud day, attended with the pleasures of the world, is all too wanton and too full of gauds to give me audience. If the midnight bell did with his iron tongue and brazen mouth sound on into the drowsy race of night, if this same were a churchyard where we stand, and thou possessed with 1,000 wrongs, or if that surly spirit melancholy had baked thy blood and made it heavy, thick, which else runs tickling up and down the veins, making that idiot laughter keep men's eyes and strain their cheeks to idle merriment, passion hateful to my purposes. Or if that thou couldst see me without eyes, hear me without thine ears, and make reply without a tongue, using conceit alone, without eyes, ears, and harmful sound of words, then, in despite of brooded, watchful day, I would into thy bosom pour my thoughts. But I will not. Yet I love thee well. And by my troth, I think that thou lovest me well. This is him, he's buttering up Hubert a little bit here, and he's trying to paint himself as being in a tough position, and he's hinting at Hubert like, I want to say something, but I don't want to have to say it. I want you to just like know it. So yeah, if you're just sort of on my side, you'll get it, but I don't want to burden you with it. But there's maybe and so Hubert is like, what's up? And he's like, well, see that Arthur over there who's like a threat to everything that I stand for, but you're gonna be the one looking after him and taking care of him. So that's going to be your job, is to take care of him. And Hubert's like, I will absolutely take care of him. And King John is like, no, like, take care of him. And Hubert's like, absolutely, he'll be totally safe. And King John is like, no, take care of him. And Hubert's like, oh. And he's like, all right, so you will be in charge of Arthur. And yeah, then we're gonna go and see to some other things. So it's a very interesting scene. King John does actually say death. One of his lines is just death. So he's instructing Hubert essentially to kill Arthur in this scene. He doesn't want to have to out and out say it, but Hubert doesn't quite get it, so he does out and out say it. And yeah, King John has instructed Hubert to kill Arthur because Arthur is still a threat and Constance is still a threat, and all of these sorts of things. And then King John decides to just like go on with his life and trying to get revenge on France so that he can get the throne back and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's the end of Act 3, Scene 3 as it exists in a lot of stuff. Let's see, I think tomorrow we're in Act 3, Scene 3 as it exists in the folio when we get to check in with Constance. So again, our scenes are going to be a little bit off in terms of name and number, that kind of thing. We will sync up again later. Yeah, we will. But yeah, so that's the thing. King John has been excommunicated. Austria has been killed. Philip the Bastard is a murderer, and King John is trying to turn Hubert into a murderer as well. Because it's a happy play. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.